Hi everyone, it's Heidi with Revive. Boy, what a couple of weeks. It's Finish Friday and I was gonna do something a little more formal, but actually I'm going, oh shoot, I didn't get to finish it. So I was gonna do something a little more formal today on certain finishes. But I decided to just bring you along with something I'm working on anyway, and it's a finish. So why do two finishes today when I can already show you what I'm working on? So welcome, and if you are joining me, I would love for you to tell me where you're watching from, and if you have ever answered this question, have you ever used a cracked patina or a crackle finish of some sort? So I would love to know that. Okay, so this is my piece right here. Can you see it? And it's a low boy dresser. It's got two big drawers. And this one I am keeping for myself. I'm gonna put it in our master bedroom because I'm kind of redecorating a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. And it all started with my lovely puppy who chewed up the rug. And so we got a new rug. And I normally like getting these woven rugs made out of like seagrass or a natural material. And he loves chewing those, so that's no longer in the cards for us. So I got a regular like Turkish style area rug, but now I gotta change the colors because it changes everything. So anyway, so as you know, you guys, I love turquoise, and I don't know if you can tell, but this is definitely that dark deep teal. It's my favorite color. It's called Brooks Gray, and it's Amy Howard at Home one-step paint. So I've done the sides, and I'm gonna bring you along with me. And you guys, I haven't done this. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna even do here. So you're gonna be like watching me in the creative process, and it may come out wonderful. It may come out horrible. So, hold on to your seats. Anyway, okay. So I just so you know, I laid down a coat of the Brooks Gray, and it's not really gray. Like I said, it's a dark teal. One-step paint. And hi Laura, hi is it Shane? Okay. And Betsy and Maria, nice to see you guys. I'm so glad you're joining me today. Okay, so I put down a coat of one-step paint, and then I put down it's called Cracked Patina, and it looks like this. Looks like that, and it's a dark ember colored liquid, and it's very sticky, and you put it on. Hi Tracy. And you let it come to tack about an hour, and the way that you'll know is that if you can move it around with your finger, it's not come to tack yet. If it still feels sticky, like a tacky piece of paper, then you're good to go. And when you put paint on it or water, it will reactivate it. So you're good. Hi Natasha. Oh my gosh, hi Laura. Okay, so I let that dry overnight. It only needs an hour, but it got late. I wanted to go to bed. Hi Julie. Gosh, lots of people joining me today. So I put that on, and I'm going to use the Brooks Gray again. And then I'm also using this color called Bold Prayers, and it's this, it's kind of like this chocolatey gray, dark grayish, like a grayish brown color. And then another color that looks like that. It's a light green. Hi Stephanie from the East Coast. What? How's your baby? And then white, okay? And I'm gonna blend all of these to look abstract. And then the other thing I'm gonna use is this great squirt bottle. It's actually a mister, so you can't see it. Well, maybe you can. See how it mists? versus spraying like hard streams of water. This is what you want. Okay. Then I've got 4 different paint brushes, all different. I've got my blending brush. I'm using each of these for different colors of paints. And I'm gonna get one more here too. Okay. So I don't, okay. So I'm gonna turn my camera around here and hopefully you guys can see. Okay, see how it's all shiny? That is what the Cracked Patina does. And when I'm done, I'll bring the camera really close so you can see. Hi, Brittany. You can see the cracks. Okay, so here goes nothing. Okay, I'm gonna start on the edges first. And you guys, it is finally raining. It is like pouring, and normally I'm not a fan of the rain, but you guys know that we have had so much smoke over the last 10 days. I actually coughed up blood this morning. That was pleasant because everything was so irritated. I have asthma, so it's not been a fun couple weeks for me. We've had to stay inside, and you know, it's already on top of all the coronavirus stuff. Not fun. Okay, so I'm gonna use this whole palette, like, oh, there's a dog hair. Of course, I'm gonna just, okay. And you see how I'm pulling on the edges? I'm pulling the paint away like this. And then on this side, I would do it like this. That's so it doesn't leave a bunch of paint on the edge to then get dry and leave like a mound, and then the door won't be able to shut. So, okay, so bear with me. Okay, and when you're doing a piece like this, I suggest being able to work in a place where you can step back and see what you're doing so you get some perspective. So sometimes I will go off screen here. Okay. Now sometimes this will bring up some of the, like that, it will bring up the excess, and that's okay, because you want it to, if you leave it on there, you can always sand it off a little bit later, but that happens sometimes, especially when you go over it multiple times. Okay. Go like this. Okay, then. Okay, then I'm gonna take my next color. I'm gonna take this color and now, there are other artists who, oops, dipped it in the wrong paint, oops, who do this very well, and they use a different kind of paint that has a little bit of a longer open time. So I'm not going to do the whole thing first. I'm going to take I'm going to blend this right now. I'm going to soften the edge. Again, I don't know if this is going to end up beautiful or really ugly, but you'll be along for the ride to see what happens. So back and take this. And the cracked patina not only will leave cracks, but if you leave kind of the residue on here, it will leave like a mottled particles. And again, you can either sand them off or you can leave them on to leave texture, which is also always really cool. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Barbara. Okay. So what I think I want to do now is go back to some lighter color. Older brush, my other brush, and I'm pulling in some of the darker color into the white or into the lighter green, and then I will go back and bring the darkest green, the darkest teal back into this. So constantly softening the edge and blending the edges to make them a little softer. Okay. And then I think I might do a little bit of, I'm gonna step back here just a second. I'm gonna bring in some of this brown now, just for giggles and laughs. It may be a mistake, but we're gonna try it. Okay. bit here. And I'm gonna add back in some of that. Oh, I keep doing that. I keep dipping it in the wrong paint canisters. Good grief, you guys. So that's mixing the lighter blue with this is gonna give me kind of an interesting color transition, which I'm liking. It softens, it makes the transition not so harsh. Again, bring that in. This in. Now this Brooks Gray goes on lighter and then it dries darker. So some of the differences you're seeing here are the dry versus the lighter, less dry. I can't talk and paint at the same time apparently. Okay. Let's see, let's go a little bit of white. Soften that a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to put white in the middle and then I'll continue to blend it. Oops. Now you will see that when I show you my up close that when this starts to crack, the Brooks Gray that's underneath will be what's showing through here. So I'm gonna, just to get some perspective, a bit here. You don't want it to be uniform. You want it to be balanced and off center and play with it until you get the look that you particularly like. Okay, then I'm gonna go back with the brush that I used kind of with this brown color, and I'm gonna just add a little brown here on the transition spots, and then I'm gonna start blending here. I'm going to bring in some of that blue, that lighter blue, to soften the edges. I don't want a lot of harsh stroke marks. Oh, that was interesting, but I like it. Okay. Okay. Some of this. I'm doing it live. I'm doing it live. And then I'm gonna do this right here. Okay. There's a little bit of a line over here, so I want that to go away. And then I'm gonna take my darker bit over here, pull from the corners. Oop. Ooh. We are also painting, my husband came down to tell me we're painting the last room in our house that doesn't have, sorry, I should clarify. When we moved in 5 years ago, we painted every last room except one. We're finally getting around to that. So, okay, so I'm gonna, like, even as I'm looking in the camera here at you guys and I'm seeing the reflection, I can see there are some harsh edges, so I'm going to step back from my piece and see where I might do some more blending. So I'm right here. Right here. And sometimes I just miss the end of the brush a little bit, so take my Brooks Gray again and I overshot that one a little bit. The thing with this, with blending, is that you can go over it so many times. I got some white in that paintbrush. Okay, so a little bit too much. Oops. So I just take my lighter brush and I blend that in a little bit. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm loving this. Okay, let me step back. Now I think I want to do a little bit more white in this corner. A little bit more lighter blue. So it's not so the blob isn't so center focused. Maybe even a little bit up here. And then we'll come back and blend. I just added a little bit of that brown to that, you guys. And then I'm gonna, oh, that way. And I should also note that this is, I'm using a very light touch. I'm not pushing into it because that's gonna move all the stuff around. I'm really very lightly going over all of it. So sometimes I'm barely touching the surface. I think that's important to be aware of. Okay. And another thing, don't be afraid to use the end of your brush. I'm going to give it a little bit of stippled motion, and that's going to give you a different look, and that gives a different texture too. So, you know, hit it like this a little bit, and it's going to give you a different look, which I think can be really cool. Okay, so I think like right here is a little, could be, oops, softened up a little bit. So. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. And then, okay, so I might continue to, this part is just not, I'm not liking what I'm doing here. So, and sometimes I just dab it really on the other side. And then I'm gonna take some white. Maybe lighten that up a little bit, soften that. Let's see what I'm doing. And I'm actually using this not to dab paint, but to give it some texture, because it's got really cool texture, and that will leave that texture on the paint, which is really cool. So, you know, like, okay. Just experiment. You'll get lots of cool things that you've never discovered are possible. Okay. Let's see, how's that looking? So I'm gonna take the camera down, and I'm gonna step away for just a second. This piece right here came off, and I'm not digging how much it came off. So I'm gonna just, again, think of this, think of the end too. That's also gonna give you, some texture options. And when you use your hand, it will remove some of the, if you want to get a really chippy look, you just dab it with your fingers and it will pull off the cracked patina, and it will unveil the color underneath, and that gives you an authentic chippy look. So let me pull the camera out now and show you guys. Okay, listen, I don't think I can flip it, but I'm gonna just drag it along here very slowly. You can see all of the texture. Isn't that really cool? Here's the texture I did with the paper towel, the end of the brush. You see when I pull that off, like I just pulled that off there. Here's some cracks. Love this stuff, you guys. Now here, like, if you can see this, that came off, and I will just can sand that off. See, this looks like an ocean to me. I love that. Okay. All right, guys. So are there any questions? And you guys can, if you think of something later, always. If you think of anything else, feel free to email me at revivebyheidi@gmail.com anytime you want with questions. And let me just see if there's any questions. Lots of people watching today. Yay. Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining me on this wet Friday, and I'm very glad, and thank you for joining me and showing me letting me show you how I'm doing my dresser. I will take pictures when I'm done with it, and it's all staged, and you can see the final finished product. Okay, guys, thanks. Bye.